Hi, cooking cronies. My brother's here and he's kind of a health nut. So I'm going to put together a recipe for no bake, healthy peanut butter kitchen sink. These are all the ingredients that I have in my cupboard. And the only thing I had to purchase was the bittersweet chocolate chips. All I had was semi-sweet here. So I'm going to prepare this recipe for you and I'll walk you through it as I go. All right, let's get started here. I have all my ingredients and all the utensils that I'm going to need for this makeshift recipe, and a clear bowl so you can see what I'm doing here. The only thing I need is a spatula. Now I've got that. So I'm going to start with some Quaker oats, and I'm not going to make a real big recipe here at first. You can see I have a bay leaf that I keep in my Quaker oats, and that keeps worms and stuff out. So just a little note that bay leaf works in your oats, in your flour, in your sugar. Stick one in and it keeps those little worms out of your stuff. So anyway, I'm going to put 1 cup or so, 1 cup, if I spill a little in there, that's all right, of the Quaker oats in my bowl. Put my little bay leaf back in there. Okay, then I'm going to do some peanut butter. I actually have creamy here at home, but I wanted some crunch to this recipe, so I bought some extra crunchy peanut butter. So I'm going to add, I guess about a 1/2 cup. I don't want it to overpower. So I'm going to get my 1/2 cup here, and I'm going to spoon it in. I could eyeball it, but since I'm going to try to give you a recipe for this, we're going to actually measure. All right, so I have 1/2 cup of peanut butter. And you know me, I don't like to waste, so I'm going to scoop everything off of the spoon. And then use the spatula to get it out of the measuring cup. It's a rubber spatula. All right, so I've got that. And then I'm going to add some honey, and I'm only going to do 1/4 cup. If I need to add some more later, I will. But I'm going to start with 1/2 cup. Here we go. All right. And I'm using raw honey. You can use whatever honey you want, but like I said, I'm trying to go healthy here, so I'm using raw honey. Get that all out of my measuring cup. All right, it's looking nice and gooey right now. So I'm going to do some chocolate chip cookies, and or not chocolate chip cookies, I'm sorry, I'm thinking chocolate chip cookies. But we're going to do some chocolate chip morsels here. And I'm going to use probably 1/4 cup as well. And just had honey in it. Oops. A little more than 1/4 cup, but that's all right. Who doesn't like chocolate? All right, so we've got the chocolate chips in there. We've got honey. We've got peanut butter, oats. I didn't have sea salt, but I did have the Himalayan pink rock salt. So I'm going to just put a little bit in, probably about 1/8 teaspoon. Not too much, but sometimes you just need a little salt. Okay, so then I'm going to use some dried cranberries. I was going to use some raisins, but you know, I'm really not a fan of raisins, and I had these on hand, so this is what I'm going to use. And I'm going to use about 1/3 of a cup, since that's what's clean in my measuring cups. All right, we've got that. And I'm going to put a little bit of vanilla, about 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay. And maybe about 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. And I'm also going to add some unsweetened coconut flakes. And I'm going to add probably about 1/3 of a cup of that as well. So if I need to add more honey or more peanut butter to this mixture to make it all cohesive, I will. Boy, this all looks wonderful in this bowl, all mixed together. I think because you don't have to cook it, you could probably just eat it. But what I'm going to do is, after I get everything mixed well together, I'm going to use my little baller and put them on a parchment paper and stick it in the refrigerator to chill. That way it's not too soft and everything binds together better when it's chilled. So I don't know. I think I'm going to add just a little more honey to this, just because it seems a little dry. And I don't want to add more peanut butter yet unless I need to. So let's stop right there. Get this mixed. I think I got it mixed pretty well. You can see what that all looks like. All right, so everything's mixed together. I've got my little scooper here. I'm going to press it down and then just put it, I had said parchment paper, but I didn't want to waste a huge sheet, so I used a little bit of wax paper, and I'm going to place these on the wax paper. Pressing on the side just to make sure that it's a tight scoop. And you can press these down if you want. I'm going to leave mine kind of round. Just going to be your preference. Obviously, you don't need to keep these apart on your cookie sheet, because they're not going to spread. They're going to stay exactly the size you're making them unless they fall apart. Fingers still seem to be the best tool. Let me move this closer over here so you can see what I'm doing here. And you can pack it or not pack it. You can maybe even make it into a cookie shape if you'd like. I just figured these little scoops would be easier to grab and take, especially after they've been chilled and they become more firm. Cherries really look good. I buy all this stuff when it's on sale, and sometimes I forget that I have it until I go downstairs into my pantry and look around to see what I have. So it's kind of nice to come up with a surprise of something different than the normal craisins that I usually put in stuff like this. So it looks like I didn't get a big enough cookie sheet. So I'm just going to squish the rest together on this sheet. I think these chocolate chips are going to be a huge, huge hit. So let me just move some of these over to make a little more room. Let's pack it a little bit better. There we go. Well, I'm excited to see what this tastes like after it's chilled. I'm doing my best not to taste it yet. My dog Noah's snooping around here trying to see if Mama dropped something. Okay, so I'm going to put these in the refrigerator. You know what? I think I'm going to put them in the freezer just for a quick chill and see how they turn out. All right, let's check these out and see. All right, I'm going to try a little one here. These are quite yummy. That little bit extra of honey that I put in there really made a difference. So I hope you enjoy them. I enjoyed making this recipe with you to share. And let me know what you think. Have a wonderful day. God bless.